Good evening. Welcome. Evening, Bibby, Pete, and Kelsey. Nice to see you. To see you, nice.
Massive shout out to Kelsey.
Yeah, there you go. Not going to start with any news at all because we've only got a few watching. Good evening, Goat. Noxie. Nice to see you all. Oh, look at them big things in the background. I think I've made them a little bit too big. I've got a bloody thumb in my ear. Freckles. Don't think I've seen you in before. Good evening. We'll get on to how the boys doing. Clary's listening. She's just making the tea. Lovely. Me again. Good evening. I saw you on me again. I saw you on Bibby's channel. I watched that this afternoon. That was quite good. I quite enjoyed it. Looked like it was full of old lags, if that's the right word. Black Queen, good evening. But there you go. Probably the wrong word for it. Look at the size of them bloody hearts. Stupid, but I think I made them a bit too big. Real Honest Ghost. Good evening, Bobby. Is it Bobby? Real Honest Ghost? No, it's not Bobby. Bobby's Real Honest Truth. And his channel's not there anyway, so it can't be him. Sorry. Yeah, so just get the boy to just say...
Big up to everybody in the chat.
There you go. That's an old one. Oh, they're doing my head in them big things. I'm going to have to make them smaller. Sorry, just bear with me a second because it's doing me head in, having them things flying around the back of my head. So, just bear with me. I nearly have the technology. But we'll leave it. We'll leave it there. Okay. So next one that comes up. Jilly, good evening. Nice to see you. We got a few. Yeah, Dom. Sorry, I do apologise. It's the real honest bit that got me. Plus, you got to remember, I'm a silly old bugger at times, and sometimes I can't quite read properly. But I do my best. And, well, I do my best. So, for those new to me channel, okay, because I can see that there is a few new ones in here. So I'm just going to play this thing.
Nobody gets called anything stupid in here. And anybody who's a divvy gets kicked out.
There you go. So... Let's have a look then. See if we can. I've had a call from the young man tonight. I had a call on Christmas Day as well. That was quite nice. But I had a call about 20 minutes ago from Levi. There you go. So I just I did try to record that off my phone, as you can tell. Yeah, thank you, Noxie, for that. I did notice. I did put a comment on the one about tonight's because there is some extra special news to announce this evening. Everybody's saying, "Oh, can't wait for him to come out," and whatever. And so, breaking news: Levi's not coming out in March 2026, unfortunately for him. Oh, not unfortunately for him. Unfortunately for the jail, I suppose. He's actually coming out this year, and he'll be home for October. So there we go. And it's as I say, we just had a chat, and we've just been working out about about a live for us both together when he comes out. So looking forward to it. Can't wait. So we haven't got a year and a month or whatever, a year and 4 months to wait. We've got, what, 9 months, if that, because he could come out towards the end of September. But hopefully we'll be live together sometime at the beginning of October. So there you go, folks. Straight from the horse's mouth. So I did. I've got a couple of clips that I'm going to be playing during the during the show, if you can call it a bloody show. Oh, look at all them things up there on the right hand side. Can't do with it. V, good evening. But for all those I've missed,
big up to everybody in the chat.
And let's see.
With New Year's just around the corner, I think it's very important for everybody to set a New Year's resolution content goal. So subscribe to Scott Chegg.
There you go. So subscribe to Scott Chegg. If you haven't already subscribed, get over there and subscribe. Where's nice one? Free Nelson Manchega. I love it. Very nice. Always had a feeling, and Kells will tell anyone. Well, Kells holds everything close to her chest. She doesn't tell secrets. So if it's a secret, you have no chance of Kells telling you anything, okay? Because she doesn't do such things. So anyway, the good news, as I say, is he's coming out soon. And I put it on my calendar, ready to hang up on my wall. So I can't wait. I'm planning it already up here. Well, saying that, by tomorrow it'll have gone out of there. So anyway, everybody in the chat, thank you for coming. It's nice to see everybody. And maybe a big shout out, mate, because I watched your live, which I think was yesterday, but I watched it this afternoon, and I can honestly say I quite enjoyed it. So, and something I don't often do, but I did. I went across to Aaron's channel and I subscribed, which I don't normally do stuff like that because I'm not a big YouTuber as such. You know, I don't go flying around listening and watching and whatever. And you'll have to forgive me because my slipper's just fallen off. So I'm just going to adjust my dress. Wes, good evening. I'm glad it's cheered you up because it's no end as it cheered me up. I'm on cloud 9. Like I say, he phoned me on Christmas Day. We had a right good chat Christmas Day. Well, he didn't phone me. He phoned his mum, but I was there cooking dinner as such. Very nice as well. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, he is a bit like Marmite, but I'm quite good at not watching things, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but I do. God, it's going through a bit quick now. I'm not used to all these people. I'm well up in double figures, and I don't normally have that until like 3/4 of the way through. Kelsey, No matter what you say, love, it won't upset me. Unless you say something bad about me, which I can't imagine you would. So there you go, folks. That's the good news. There isn't any bad news this evening. Sometimes there is, but there's none tonight. Yeah, I've heard of Kung Fu Kev, and I've watched one or two of his and hit him with a bag and, you know, poke their eyes out with a pen. What a bloody idiot. But there you go. Yeah, Clary, he told me he was getting a can of pop for Christmas, but apparently he had a load of sweeties. Lucky lad, I didn't get many. Well, I did, but I brought them all home. T-Bun, good evening. It's nice to see you.
Big up to everybody in the chat.
And I hope I've not missed anybody. It's going through a little bit quick for me on the left-hand side, so on my right-hand side on the screen. There. It's there. It's going a little bit too quick, so trying to read it as it goes along. He didn't tell me he didn't get any hash browns. I bet you that broke his bloody heart. No hash browns for Christmas. But there you go. You can't get everything, can you? If you've got a can of Coke, you cracked it. Yeah. Noxie, was it you that got the I don't know what you call them things on your head. DeLorean, not DeLorean, that's a bloody car. T-Bun, good evening. Not DeLorean, it's something like Lorian, I don't know. Anyway, I noticed the picture. Hope the little ones are doing okay and not playing up too much. I haven't seen a picture of them lately of them, but they look really nice. Can you tell me what GTA 6 is? Because Grand Theft Auto 6. Ah, right, we've got it. I don't know when that goes. Yeah, there's so we've just got a little message that is put on tonight. So just bear with me a second.
Big shout out to everybody for 2025. I can't wait to come out. Not long left.
There you go. So that's what I recorded earlier when he spoke to me. Kung Fu, good evening. Mandalorian, that's the word I'm looking for, baby. That was the word I was looking for. I don't know where DeLorean came from, but, you know, it's an age thing, isn't it? Yeah, we're all going to have a really good new year. I know we are. I'm looking forward to a brand spanking new year with my second favourite. No, you can't say that. I'm not going to say that one. Anyway. So, I can tell you now, whoever asked about Levi going on GTA 6, he won't have bloody time because I won't give him time to be going on games. He'll be too busy. He's got loads of plans for the new year. He's yeah, I think his mind's racing at like 23 miles an hour. That doesn't sound fast, does it? 10,000 miles an hour is better. So his mind's racing. He's got loads of plans, loads of things to do, places to go, people to see, and Me again. He does. He does have a job. He does upholstery. But saying that, I didn't ask him tonight whether he's still on upholstery or whether he's in the kitchens. I don't know. Pete, that was a word I was looking for earlier. I thought that was a really good word. I noticed it in Bibby's chat. But there you go. So we're on the countdown now, and in a few days' time, in 3 days' time, we'll be into the right year, and it'll be less than a year then. So there you go. So anyway, folks, hope everybody's had a really good Christmas, and I can't pronounce that name, but Hakim Wali. There you go. I've seen you before. Doing the cell workouts. The only workout he does in his cell is how to open a can of Coke and watch a film. That's about the hardest bits he does. So,
big up to everybody in the chat. Let's bring some positive vibes to this space. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what he means. So, like I was saying, I hope everybody's had a really good time, really good Christmas. I've enjoyed it. It's now the time where you've no idea what bloody day it is. Yeah, baby, he has. Well, I can imagine he has. But there you go. I'm just going to see if I can show that one on screen. There you go. If you can call it a muscle. Clary, thank you. It's a long time since I've said that, isn't it? So, there you go.
Massive shout out to Clary.
There you go. So he can say shout outs easy. It's only when Paul comes to share. You see, I've started already, share, and I meant to say, but there you go. Freckles boy, good evening. You'll have to forgive me because I can't get my mind going on reading, speaking, and watching all them big smiley faces and hearts and stuff like that up on me. HGV Rob, good evening. Thank you. We're really, really pleased. We're over the moon. We really are. The only problem is, of course, I've got his PC. So I'm going to have to go through his PC and take off everything I've put on it. So that, and then transfer it over to my PC. So I've got my work cut out for the next 7 or 8 months, but I've got a couple of ideas for when we get together and see what we can come up with. He's got loads, I've got loads, and it's one, Sharon. It's one of the best Christmas presents I've had. Bibby, I'm not sure how long he's on tag for. I don't really know. I didn't ask him that question. V, that's nice to hear. It's nice to hear when somebody can pull the life around, isn't it? You know, turn the life around and start treading the righteous path. If that's maybe the wrong word, but I can't think of a better word. Righteous. But there you go. Anyway, I've forgotten where I was now. So, if I haven't said a shout out to everybody, I do apologise because I'm not as good on this as everybody else seems to be. I just sit, look at the screen and blather, really, just like a Yorkshireman does, blather. So if there's new people on the channel who don't know me, I'm Cheggs Grandad. And I also do an hour on a Monday night with Bobby, who's the real honest truth. And we do an hour on a Monday night, 7 o'clock, and just chatting. Well, most of the time it's Bobby chatting, but, you know, we just talk about anything. I normally do a bit of a quiz, and I'm not sure whether there'll be one again this week, but where's the son of the dark side? Yeah, go on, get away with you. Yeah, so I've forgotten what I was saying. Again, I've forgotten what I was saying. It's gone straight out my head. But I was saying about me and Bobby. There's a song there, but I'm not going to sing it. On a Monday night, 7 o'clock. So if you want to have a listen to two silly old Yorkshiremen rabbiting away, basically about knack all, come across on a Monday night. Freckles boy, good evening. Oh, Don. Ah, right. Wes, thank you. I get it now. And I'm not going to put that in my mouth. The Dons have those big things, don't you know? I might be on a different track there, I think. Anyway. He's getting out early. He's doing his time. He's not enjoying himself, but you know what I mean? He's keeping well. And he's ticking his time off. You know, in a few months' time, we'll be singing "My bags are packed and I'm ready to go." So, anyway, folks, before me again, just saying that with the new laws, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, that's why he's coming out 6 months earlier than originally told. It's the new laws, but they haven't started the new laws yet, I don't think. I did have a look around the internet today to see if it was mentioned anywhere, but apparently they're still looking at things. But it's typical Labour, they'll sit and look for hours. But there you go. So getting back to me and me and Bobby G, not Bobby G. Not me and Bobby V. No. Getting back to me and Cheggs PC. I also use this camera and microphone, so I'm going to have to buy myself a new camera and a new microphone. What a bloody nightmare. Fancy him letting him out early so I can't use his kit. I can't think of the word. It's not thoughtful, but there you go. No, Sharon, he doesn't come out. He doesn't come out in June. Unless you're on about the law changing. I don't really know. Yeah, that's the word, Kelsey. Selfish. It was a bit selfish of him letting him out early, so I have to give him back his kit. So he won't be able to go to Benidorm, will he, Clary? You can't go to Benidorm when you've got a bloody tag on. Unless he puts the tag round my foot and I go and sit in his room for him. I don't know if you can do that. Thought, I suppose. Because it wouldn't make any difference to me. Where's, yeah. I did say to him, you know, what am I going to do when you come out because I've got all your kit? He just laughed. Right, okay. Anyway, it's there's a few months left yet. I'll go and stand a couple of nights on council steps. I'll earn enough. I don't think people stand on council steps anymore. Well, there you go. I've seen Kev's caravan. I noticed it the other day. I was watching one of his old bags of shit, and I saw the caravan. That's a bag of shit as well. So there you go. Anyway, folks, I keep saying anyway. I don't know why do I keep saying anyway. I'm getting worse than Bobby for saying shite. And besides that, where is Bobby tonight? He's probably fallen asleep again. But yeah, so like I say, if anybody doesn't know me, I'm Cheggs Grandad. I also do a genealogy channel because I've been doing genealogy for 25 years. And if anybody wants a hand on their genealogy, get over to the genealogy guy. Like and subscribe, and you never know, I might be able to help you in some form if you wanted help. So there you go. That's the genealogy guy. I presume that that Kelsey will put a link up. There you go. Look, before I even said it, it's up. So there's me on a Sunday night, live and direct from the Hidden Lights of Hull, giving you the update on my grandson. And then on a Monday night, I'm with Bobby from the West Riding of Yorkshire, talking a load of rubbish. And yeah, Bobby will be too busy counting Bitcoin. Yeah, right. I bet I'm going to ask him tomorrow night about his Bitcoin, see if he knows what I'm talking about. But there you go. He'll talk for 20 minutes about it after that. It's because his channel got took over by some Bitcoin dickhead. And I think he's getting it's been a bit of a problem getting his channel back. But I've told him all the things he should do. and he hasn't been doing it. From beans to Bitcoin. Yeah, get away. I love it. They're coming out thick and fast now. Sharon, nice to see you. To see you, nice. Good night. Thank you for coming. And I'll see you again at some other point.
Massive shout out to Sharon.
So, take care, Sharon. Love you lots. See you soon. Well, might see you soon. You don't know, do you? Yeah, sorry I went a bit quiet there because some of the comments are fairly long, and I'm a really, really slow reader. But you know, when you're a slow reader, you're a slow reader. So if there's anybody in who didn't hear his shout out from earlier, I'm just
Big shout out to everybody for 2025. I can't wait to come out. Not long left.
there. You go. So he did do a few things in 2024 early on, and I've taken a couple of snaps of them. Snaps. That isn't the real word, is it? Snaps. I haven't taken snaps. I've taken sound cuttings of what he's said, and I've got them, and I can't decide which one I should play, but we'll try this one.
If you haven't heard, I'm Scott Chegg, the Tastiest on YouTube. So hit the like, leave a comment, and I'll see you after the fireworks.
There you go. So I think I'd put that in last place so that I can sound bites, Pete. Thank you. That's the word. I put that one in last place so that I could play it again. So me again, coming out with a ball and chain. Well, I know what that's like. I had a ball and chain for 10 months. Not 10 months, 10 years. Took me 10 years to get rid of it. But I did. I grew up. And got away. So anyway, folks, I'm talking shite now. So let's see. I don't know if I played his resolution, but let me play this one.
I wish all my subscribers a happy new year.
Yeah, there you go. And the last one I took a cut off was this one.
With New Year's just around the corner, I think it's very important for everybody to set a New Year's resolution content goal. So subscribe to Scott Chegg.
I thought that one was great. I love that one. So there you go. There's a few cuts I've taken, or sound bites I've taken, and I taped his call tonight, so I'll have a few more sound bites for next week. What meats did you make for the family? Well, actually, I didn't cook the meat. My daughter cooked the meat, and we had turkey and beef, and it was absolutely cracking. So basically, I just, when I say, well, I was cooking dinner, well, I wasn't really technically. I go across, I make the gravy, and finish off the meal. So it's all whatever. I finish it off. So I do the mashed potato, and not that dance mashed potato, cream potatoes, as they call it on TV. I call it mash. Greg Wallace calls it cream. Well, he does in some contexts. So, excuse me, my mind was wandering there. What's the difference between Knoxie and Fort Knox? And the answer is, it's hard for men to enter Fort Knox. Wow, that was a quick one. Oh, Bibby's on the ball tonight, isn't he? Oh, well, folks. Well, folks. I'm just looking across the other T-bone. Any tips on a decent gravy? Well, there is. The main tip is to use all of the, I don't know what you call, the stuff at the bottom of your meat dish when you've cooked your meat. You put everything from the meat dish into the pan. Get the meat dish really, really hot. Put some hot water in. Swirl it around. Put that in the pan. And then meat juices, that's the word. And then if all the vegetables you've boiled, use the water from the vegetables. Put that into your stock. If you want, you can put a stock cube in, but I never put stock cubes in. And then what I do is, when you come to slice, the meat, there's always bits on the on the board, you know, small bits and stuff like that, and you just put them all into the stock as well. Everything goes into the stock, and then you no good doing. Me again says use flour and water to thicken. Well, that's not really the best way to do it, because if you use flour and water to thicken your gravy, your flour is not cooked out, and of course flour can be a bit tacky on your tongue. So if you were going to do it want a gravy made with flour, well, you use what they call a roux. And a roux is basically flour with oil or the fat from your roasting tin, and into the pan on the heat, and let it cook until it turns basically brown. When it turns brown, start adding your water and it'll be a thick gravy. Then put all your stock in. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You've got the best beef, not the best beef. You've got the best gravy anybody can have. You can drink it from a cup. It's so nice. So Noxie says 230 miles to be precise. I'm not sure what that one is, but lamb. Oh, I love lamb. That's a nice Christmas dinner, isn't it, lamb? And you can't go wrong with lamb. I love it. Anyway, you're making me feel hungry now. Me again, that's a bit, sorry, I misunderstood what you said, but what you just put, that's how I was taught. You cook out the flour and water and then add slowly. Yeah, well, that's basically what I said. Just the other way around, wasn't it? But you didn't explain, you just said flour and water, and I presumed you was using that as a thickener. But if you cook out the flour, well, it's fine. So there you go. That's the tip for the week, how to make a gravy. I was taught that in 1966 by we didn't have what, I can't remember what you call the chefs back in those days, but they weren't called 5-star Michelin whatever shite, but there you go. Taught by professionals, I was. But yeah, can't go wrong. Gravy makes the meal. You can make a total pig's ear of the dinner, but if you put on a gravy that tastes really, really nice, your dinner tastes nice. So there you go. There's a tip. You don't have to apologise me again. It was me. I just took it the wrong way. It's as I say, I'm an old man and I read things as they're put, and I don't think about it. I just answer them straight away. All right. So that's Knox's resolution. Well, there you go. I bet your baby can't wait. He'll be in bated breath. 230 miles. That's a fair distance, isn't it? Anyway, I've been doing a bit of research this afternoon on when's the best time to travel to London, stay for a couple of days. I want to go to a couple of the museums that I've always wanted to go to and never got round to it. And you know how you have regrets and yeah, how you have regrets. Well, I lived in London, or just outside London, for 11 months when I was a young man, and never once went to places that were there, if you know what I mean. And now I regret not going. Smoking benefit. Good evening. But you know, I'm thinking of going anyway this year. So go for 2 or 3 days, and stay in one of these Premier Inns or whatever you call those type of places. You know, the cheap and nasty shit. You only need somewhere where you can just put your head down for a night, innit? You don't need out fantastic. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking of doing. A couple of days in London. Do a couple of the sites I've always wanted to do. I think the only place I did go to visit in London when I was there, and I don't think it was when I lived down the end, but they had I can't remember what it was now. They had a load of paintings in the National Gallery, and I thought, oh, that'll be good to look. And I went to the National Gallery to see these paintings. It was quite interesting. But there you go. I should have gone to the other places, and I wouldn't have had to go to them now. The good thing about going to museums, of course, it doesn't cost you bugger all, does it? Unless you want to go in the back room, or not the back room, it sounds disgusting. Unless you want to go into the shop and buy stuff. Life license. Wow. That's a hell of a license, isn't it? Bloody nightmare. Yeah, so I do notice that there's 1 or 2 people who've come on the chat who I've not seen before, but
Nobody gets called anything stupid in here, and anybody who's a divvy gets kicked out.
So that's the rules I've got. Me again, he must have been very naughty. But, you know, I was going to say we've all done it, but we haven't, have we? We haven't all done it, but we've all done things that are a bit silly. And that might be the wrong word, silly, but Jack the Ripper tour. Do you know there's a lad in Hull, and I can't remember his name now. He'll come to me before I finish talking, I think. Mike, his name's Mike. He's a big Jack the Ripper fan. He's written 3 or 4 books about Jack the Ripper, and he does tours in Yorkshire, mainly the Hull area, but he does do quite a few interesting tours. And I'm trying to remember his second name, but he's quite up on Jack the Ripper. And I think he's on YouTube, I'm not sure. But if I come across it, I'll put it in my comments for people to go and have a look, because he's got some quite interesting stuff. And I think he's done about 8 or 9 books. You know, he's not one of these big recognized authors. He's just a guy from one of the back streets of Hull, basically. But he is quite interesting. So Dion, we're all buzzing with the news. And for all those who haven't heard the news,
big shout out to everybody for 2025. I can't wait to come out. Not long left.
so there you go. It's yeah. Do you know that guy's name? Second name just popped into my head and popped straight. Covell, Mike Covell. There you go. That's his name. Probably got it bloody wrong. But anyway, I'll put it in the comment at some point, because I tell you what he is into, and you know, not everybody's into it, but he's into spooky stuff. You know them channels that Yvette Fielding, was it, who used to do. He used to go on to those quite a lot because he's into the ghost, but he's also into Yorkshire history. So you know, he's got a lot of arrows in his thing. Don't know what you call that thing you put your arrows in, but he's got them. Anyway, that's enough about him. I'm going to talk about myself, I think. Party in Hull in September 2025. Why Hull? Why would it be Hull? Maybe not. We'll see anyway. We'll see where it is. We're not sure yet. So, hope everybody is enjoying the news, and I was just looking at my my thing for sound bites, and I wish I'd have made them so that I could understand what they meant. Good heavens above. I tried to put them in an order and it didn't make any sense to me. So there you go. To Hull and back, Pete. Yeah. Hull's worth a visit. If you want to come to Hull, it's worth a visit. We have a nice little app in Hull. It's called something. Kelsey and I went on the using the app a couple of weeks ago, and it was all the it was where the scenes were filmed for different films in Hull, and the app takes you around them all and shows them, and it tells you all about the places and stuff. And as Kelsey says, it was great. And if you're coming to Hull, it's well worth downloading the app and using it. So Pete, Hull is nice, you know. I know when I was a young man, I come from Bridlington originally, and the only time I came to Hull was in October for the fair. So of course, that's the only things I saw of Hull was the fair. And of course, every October when you came to the fair, it pissed down with rain. So in my head, that's all it was. Wes, Dewsbury. I used to have a pub near Dewsbury, and I'm trying to think of what it was called. You'd be surprised at how many places I've been. Yeah, Kelsey, the app that you can download is called What Was Here. And it's an app from the East Yorkshire website. You can't get it on iTunes or whatever you call that thing, iTunes and Play. You've got to get it from East Yorkshire thing. Anyway, Dewsbury. I'm trying to remember where I was near Dewsbury. Do you know me again? I can honestly say some of the best times in my life was in the pubs. Absolutely cracking. Hard work, long hours, but absolutely cracking. Fun all the times. Because you know, no matter what pub you're in, all pubs have similar people. You know, now I used to always pick out the one that I used to call the lounge lizard. And he was the one who was always in the best room, floating, you know, and trying to chat the women up, just like a bloody lizard. So every pub has one. But there you go. I could talk a lot about pubs. But yeah, you don't want to hear shit about pubs because I presume those are the thing of the past there. I don't think many people go to the pub nowadays. I don't, Noxie. I don't recall me having a pub called the Black Horse. I really don't. Doesn't ring a bell, doesn't the Black Horse? You know, the only horse that I had one called the Three Horse Shoes. That was down Derbyshire way, or just outside Derby, in a little village. And then, yeah, whereas pub game is dead now. Unfortunately, I can tell you why pubs died, and it was Maggie's fault. And I don't blame Maggie for much, but I blame her for the fall of the Roman Empire and the fall of pubs, because she decided in her infinite wisdom that breweries couldn't own more than 30 pubs. So, of course, they had to sell all the pubs off, and then to recoup the money, the pubs they had, they put the rent up like 3 times the price. And then, of course, all the other pubs went to all these different places, and all these new pub companies jumped up and knocked it all up. So she was the cause. And I don't, like I say, I don't have a lot against Maggie, but I certainly have the fall of the British pub. Yeah, smoking ban didn't help, but I think I don't think I had a pub when the smoking ban came in. So you know, you could smoke in any pub when I had them. Green King's definitely not to blame. Green King's just a brewery. They did what Thatcher made them all do. You know, there's lots of breweries that went the same way. John Smith's, Sam Smith's, lots of them. There's one down in Burton-on-Trent, big one. They did the same thing. They had to get rid of all the pubs. Theakston's was another. Theakston's was a cracking little brewery. They had some right tidy pubs, and the rents were low. And then Maggie came in, knocked it all up, and the rents went 3 times the height, so that they could still make their money. So it was Maggie's fault, wasn't the brewery's fault. It's the breweries now, but it wasn't them. Yeah, I can imagine London being a bit expensive. Bibby, thank you for coming on. I shall be on your next live. I won't be on live, but I'll be watching it at some point. Yeah, so that's why. Anyway, if anybody's on the chat, and I don't presume there's anybody on who hasn't subscribed to Bibby's channel, get over and subscribe. But I imagine everybody who's on my channel will have come either from Bibby's or from Cheggs' channel, because quite a lot quite a lot of my subscribers I got from Cheggs channel, who's the tastiest on YouTube. Still is the tastiest on YouTube as well. And it's going to go berserk. October time, it's going to go izzy wizzy. Let's get busy. Cold copy again. It's always cold copy on a Sunday. I don't know what it's all about. So,
Big up to everybody in the chat.
With New Year's just around the corner, I think it's very important for everybody to set a New Year's resolution content goal. So subscribe to Scott Chegg.
There you go. So anyway, folks, we're coming up to an hour, and I've enjoyed my hour. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And quite honestly, I'm not going to know if you did or if you didn't, but just remember, thumbs up for a like. Can't do it, look. I don't even know where my camera is. There it is. Thumbs up for a like, or even a thumbs down if you don't bloody like. I really don't care whether you like it or whether you don't like it. But it's nice because YouTube use those likes and dislikes, part of their algorithm. And also YouTube use comments. Now, you know, not everybody comments. I always put a comment in there. Whenever I watch somebody's channel, I always comment on the thing, because it's good for their channel that they get comments, likes, and as I say, if you don't like it, dislike it. You know, if you don't like me, you don't like me. I can't change your mind, can I? But if you like the channel, please go down below, click the like, and do please comment. And I don't want to sound like I'm begging, if that's the word. But just going to end with
Please leave a comment. The stream's about to finish. Leave your comment. Refresh the page. Leave a comment. You can't leave one now. You have to refresh it as soon as it's ended. Please do that. Respect.
I don't know if anybody, when you listen to that, does anybody get the feeling that he was, I don't know what the word is. It was, well, you'll know what I mean if you listen to it. So, anyway, folks, I've enjoyed my hour, and hopefully you have. If you haven't, I apologize. I shall try and get better. So it's live long and prosper, and TTFN, and hopefully see you tomorrow night.